Turkington on pole position for this one. Great effort from him ahead of Gareth Howell, and what a stunning return to touring cars it is for him. Ivan Muller lines up third ahead of Matt Neal, the championship contenders. Then it's Dan Eves, Tom Chilton, Jason Plato, James Kay, and rounding out the top 10 is Gavin Smith and Luke Hines. Colin Turkington starts from pole position. Gareth Howell, the returning driver in the Team Halfords car, starts alongside him on the front row. How will he get away? The lights go out and it's a good start from both front row men. Gareth Howell making an excellent getaway, and he heads down towards the first corner. The Team Halfords Honda right alongside the pole sitter Colin Turkington, but it's Turkington with the inside line, side by side through the first corner, and Gareth Howell muscles his way into the lead. He leads on his return to touring cars. What a great start from Howell. Turkington in second place, Ivan Muller is in third, and then it's Matt Neal and Dan Eves. Team Halfords are rule right up there at the moment, but the two Vauxhalls in between. Matt Neal is in fourth place, Dan Eves is in fifth position, and that ball of spray then affecting everybody else behind, but Howell going very wide.
Well, he was very nearly off there. He likes his car set up more akin to Matt Neal's style, which is to have more oversteer than Dan Eves, and we saw it there, that car's on the edge.
Battle for second place, Ivan Muller trying to go into second. He goes very deep into the hairpin, does Muller, but I think he's got second place unless Turkington cuts back. Oh, watch out for Muller. He's now got an overlap. Has he on Howell? Not quite. The drag race up the hill, and Muller is desperately trying to get the inside line for the first corner. Has he done it? I think he might have done enough here. The Frenchman on the inside brakes later than Howell, and he turns in. Oh, just makes it through, and now Howell might lose second.
Oh, he's been turned around by Turkington, his ex-teammate. Oh, no, don't hit the wall. Oh, that's a really cruel blow for Gareth Howell. I was amazed how much traction Muller had coming off that hairpin to get alongside him. And then Howell tried to go side by side with Turkington like on the first lap. This time he came off worst.
Welcome back to touring cars, Gareth, and let's just take another look.
Well, Gareth pinched across the inside a little bit. Turkington went across the curb, but there just wasn't room for two cars.
Well, that means that Matt Neal has now come up to second. Look at this, he's just got past Colin Turkington, and the two main championship contenders are now running first and second, but in reverse order, if you like. It's Muller who leads, Matt Neal who leads the championship is in second place, Turkington is in third place, but he's under pressure from Dan Eves. Behind them we've got Tom Chilton, Jason Plato running pretty well. He's trying to put the pressure on the black Honda Civic, so Plato up there. And then behind them we've got Rob Collard and James Pickford, and Plato definitely having a little look down the inside of Chilton as they came into the first corner. But Ivan Muller is running away with this one.
Yeah, brilliant lap by Muller that to get through to the front. The car looked really good, looked like he'd actually outbraked himself into the hairpin. The safety car's coming out at the end of this lap, so the positions will be held.
Made a great start. I had a little inkling I could possibly get Colin off the line. Obviously never started the car in the wet before, so didn't really know what I was doing, so I had a bit of a lucky guess, and it worked well. So yeah, had a good first lap. You know, obviously being at the front, you don't know where to brake and stuff like that. You've got no markers, so Ivan got the run, passed me nice and cleanly, but then just coming down Dover's dip, I was tagged from the rear. Not sure if Colin slid off the curb or something and caught me. But I think I was obviously part of their plans to get rid of as soon as possible, and it worked.
The spray still being kicked up by race leader Ivan Muller, trying to gain some points on Matt Neal in the championship. Well, he's got an opportunity to do it, but Matt Neal has taken the fastest lap in this race, so that's one bonus point back to Matt Neal. He's in a very close second. He may still take the win. Let's see what Plato's been up to with Gavin Smith. I think he's managed to squeeze past him. Yeah,
that's the favourite place to pass when somebody gets out on the curb on the exit of the chicane, and he did indeed again there on the exit of Clark, because of course they lose speed on the following straight.
So that brings Plato up into sixth position now, as the battle for the lead is still very close. Oh, and Matt Neal takes a late lunge down the inside, side by side, the two championship contenders rubbing door handles, almost breaking door mirrors, but it's side by side, and it's Matt Neal who will have the inside line, will he? He's got more speed, and Matt Neal's got a great chance to take the lead here. He will outbrake Ivan Muller into the first corner, and Muller has been passed by Matt Neal, but Muller will not give this one up. He's never won here at Knockhill. Knockhill, and now after having a comfortable lead, he finds himself back in second place, almost pushing him. He is. Neil's off in the gravel, and Muller's back through.
Well, I've no doubt Muller pushed him straight off there. I'm sorry, but Muller just pushed him off. He lined himself up behind, let off the brakes, and just pushed him off the road. Matt Neal made a good lunge, got up the inside of him. Muller thought about driving him off the road coming up the pit straight and didn't. And, you know, to be honest, that was a shame because Matt Neal's pass was a good pass. I didn't think Muller needed to do that.
Down the dip they go towards the right-hander where Matt Neal was pushed into the gravel trap. He's not close enough to attack at the moment.
No, I'm sure he'd have liked to have been up behind him and done exactly the same to Muller as Muller did to him, but really, if he can get onto him, it's going to be into the last hairpin. He's carried a lot of speed through there. We know he's good through this corner clock. He's going to have a go. Matt Neal's lining himself up for a go into the hairpin. Maybe he'll push Muller wide at the hairpin on the brakes.
Well, let's see what's going to happen. What a climax to the race this is going to be. Matt Neal, will he be able to attack at the last corner, claim back the victory that he might feel is rightfully his? These two have been hard at it throughout this race. Matt Neal trying to go around the outside, get sideways. Oh no, he loses out as a result of that. And Yvan Muller's got the drag, he's got the pull, and he's going to take his first ever win at the Scottish track at Knockhill. Yvan Muller wins. Matt Neal finishes in second place. Colin Turkington's coming through to finish in third. Very deep nose Plato there as Collard and Smith are still side by side, squeezing each other out. Collard ends up on the curve. It's going to be Dan Eaves who finishes in fourth place. Tom Chilton takes fifth position, sixth for Jason Plato, seventh place for Gavin Smith, and then in eighth position it is Rob Collard and James Kay coming in behind him as well. Yvan Muller wins at Knockhill in the first race of the day, but it's Matt Neal who takes second place and might have felt he should have won that one. Turkington third, Dan Eaves in fourth ahead of Tom Chilton, Jason Plato, then Luke Hines in the Seat, Gavin Smith in the Vauxhall, Rob Collard in the MG, and 10th place going to James Kay in the Honda.
Just wanted to know what your thoughts were on the incident with Yvan. Did he push you?
Well, I thought my pass on Yvan was hard, but fair at side-to-side contact. Neither cars left the track. He was just repeating what Turkus did earlier on in the race, which was deliberate. Just drove into the back of me, didn't stop, kept his foot in and tried to push me in the gravel trap, which, poor show really. Well.
And were you going to try and have a go at him on the last lap there at the hairpin?
Sure, yeah. Wasn't going to let him have it all his own way.
You seem quite upset at the minute.
No, I'm not upset. I just think there was a pattern going there, both Turkington and Muller pulling exactly the same stroke at exactly the same corner, which they did to Gareth. You know, there's some sort of operator's man, you know, whatever it is.
Now I think is enough because I start to have too many credit. So nice to be one of the cleaner driver on the track, but now I have to stay stopped because it's too easy to overtake like this. I think man, don't need to do that. He's quick enough to overtake me cleanly. So now I think I have to give back all the shoot I received.
Because from where I was watching it, it seemed that he did have a clean pass on you.
Yeah, look, the damage on my car. The mirror is off, the door is damaged, so it's a big. It was a big chunk. So there is no discussion.
There's fair hits and there's a little bit unfair, Yvan.
Yvan Muller has closed the gap now by 3 points to Matt Neal, and with 2 races still to come this afternoon, anything can happen, and it probably will.
The lineup for the second touring car race of the day: Yvan Muller and Matt Neal on the front row, now carrying lots of ballast. Colin Turkington and Dan Eaves on the second row. Then Tom Chilton and Jason Plato. Luke Hines and Gavin Smith are on row number 4, ahead of Rob Collard and James Kay. Jason Hughes and Ian Curley are next up, ahead of Mark Proctor and Fiona Leggett. James Pickford and Gareth Howell are next up, and at the back on his own is Richard Williams in the Lexus. The cars have lined up on the grid. We're ready to go for the second race of the day here at Knockhill, and it's going to start with a flag. The lights have gone wrong, and so it's a completely different way of starting this race. Away they go, and Yvan Muller makes a great start. So does Turkington. Matt Neal is very slow away, didn't react to the flag particularly well, and it's Muller who leads. Turkington in second, 1-2 for Vauxhall. Matt Neal in third with his own teammate Dan Eaves in fourth position, and Tom Chilton in fifth with Jason Plato in sixth. And Yvan Muller's already making a break.
Well, Yvan Muller went as soon as the flagman twitched his arm. It wasn't even moving up, but Yvan just went. Matt was waiting for the flag to go up and down. Like I said, the guy's a gentleman, and got swamped at the start.
Well, he's back in third place, yes, and Vauxhall are where they want to be. Turkington, big slide through Luke Clark, did he make it through? I think he... Oh, no, he didn't. Turkington definitely lost time, and that's Matt Neal back past him. So Matt Neal is into second place, and now he goes after Ivan Muller. Dan Eves has come up to third, and Chilton now trying to take that fourth place from Colin Turkington down the inside. One little mistake from Turkington. He's lost 3, maybe 4 places.
Yeah, Plato's put him on the slippery stuff, and he'll get through as well. So that one mistake's going to cost Turkington 4 places.
And it's Ivan Muller who leads, Matt Neal in second, Dan Eves in third, and just as in the first race here, Dan Eves is having to run a defensive race here. He's got Tom Chilton breathing down his neck, and Chilton moves to the outside. No, maybe not. Decides against it. He has to protect his position from Jason Plato, and now he's maybe just got a chance to get up the inside, hops over the curb. Turkington, meanwhile, trying to get alongside Plato.
Yeah, this is very close. It's a drag race up the hill. The Sayan is quick up the hill, so he may not be able to hold that position.
Cross the line.
This is on board with Plato. Bird's eye view, you can see how much water is coming down now. Turning into the first corner, he's checking the mirrors. He couldn't get in front there.
So Colin Turkington then gains that place back after the earlier mistake. He's now into 6th position. And Plato will be... Oh, Tom Chilton had a big old moment there. He just managed to gather it back, but that was good car control. Just caught a glance of that. And Ivan Muller is our race leader. Now, remember what happened in the first race. Matt Neal did manage to squeeze his way through. In the background, you could just see Chilton was side by side with Dan Eves, but trying to go around the outside at the hairpin. It's going to be very tight as they come across the line between those two, but I think Chilton's done it. Yeah, Chilton... Oh, Muller's off! Muller onto the dirt. This is an opportunity for Matt Neal. Can he take advantage of it? No, he can't.
Well, it just shows how hard Muller's pushing, but he's certainly got a possibility of a radiator full of gravel at the front, and it'll affect his rhythm. Now's the time for Matt Neal to pounce.
Yeah, but has he got the momentum? Ivan Muller did a great job to get back on without losing any time there. Look at Matt Neal's tighter line very clearly there. You'd see he turns in earlier, and again Muller struggling for grip. There's no doubt that Vauxhall is sliding around. Win number 100 for Vauxhall is on the cards, but not if Matt Neal can get past him. And it was down at this section of track that Matt Neal was able to do it earlier.
Yeah, he tried to get inside. He's looking to get inside him now. He's also going to try and lull Muller into a full sense of security that he's not coming down the inside by keeping that outside open and then maybe diving up the inside late in the manoeuvre.
Oh, can he do anything at the first corner? Heading into the right-hand section, he sits in behind Muller. 13 points the gap between these two in the championship. Only a couple of points difference between finishing in first and second places, especially with Matt Neal already getting the fastest lap in this race. But he still will want to get past if at all possible. Chilton is in a clear third, Eves is fourth, Plato is now fifth, ahead of Turkington in sixth, Collard in seventh, currently running in 10th place. And look at this alongside, Matt Neal's got the chance and he's through, he's passed Ivan Muller. Matt Neal takes the lead and a clean pass this time.
Yeah, and that's how you overtake Mr. Muller. A nice, clean, decisive pass up the inside, a beautiful pass, and Muller must be getting fed up this year of Matt passing him, but that was a really good move, and all credit to Matt. And look at this battle further back there. We've got Eves back in fourth place, but Plato now in fifth. Collard attacking Turkington, who's now having a fighting a rearguard action, and at the back of this pack is Howell.
Yeah, and this is going to all be about the race for 10th place at the moment. Gareth Howell is in 10th, which will mean pole for race number 3. So we're on board with Jason Plato. He goes to the outside, heading down towards the hairpin. Have we touched? Oh, he's so close. We're looking at the rear suspension of the Honda Integra. Fantastic view. Turkington running up the inside. Howell there, side by side with Gavin Smith. It's 3 abreast behind them as they come up the hill. This is great racing.
This is fantastic stuff. One of them's on the grass. I think that's Hines on the grass coming up behind.
Down in towards the first corner. Eves still somehow holding on to fourth place. Fourth position for Eves, 5th place for Plato, then it's Turkington in 6th, Collard in 7th, being pushed hard by Luke Hines, and then behind him it's Gareth Howell, and Howell at the moment still in a good shape for the next race. But over the chicane they come, and Luke Hines, car number 57. Well, can he make his presence felt? Get past that MG of Collard just ahead as Turkington takes another little look at Plato.
Yeah, he's trying to take that tight line in to gain more momentum, but loses a little bit on the way out. Plato, though, looks stronger than in the first race, and certainly when he was up behind Dan Eves' car, well, you could read the spring rates on the back of Dan Eves' car, couldn't you? He was so close.
Brilliant view, yes, fantastic. But look at Turkington, he's right behind him. It is tight between all of these guys. Across the line they've come this time to complete their 11th lap. So we're a half distance in this race, and there's still a lot to happen. Plato now with the inside line. This could be his chance. He's later on the brakes into the first corner, and Jason Plato is through. He takes 4th place. And Eves has lost several places. Turkington's gone through, and I think Collard may well have got past. So Dan Eves suddenly being... Oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He slowed right down, and he's in big, big trouble. He's out of this race.
Yeah, that's a shame. That looks like some kind of drive train. Maybe it's another drive shafts. We've seen a couple of go. It's very hard on the drive shafts here with all the over the curves. He's on the right hand side as we look at it, with Plato looking to outbrake him. Does he get put out onto the dirt? No, he's actually backed right out of it then.
Oh, and we've got both the Lexuses off.
Oh no, it looks like they had contact, doesn't it? A lot of damage on the left hand side of Curly's car. That's a disaster, and there's damage on the front of... Well, that's the last thing this team needs. They're really enthusiastic, hard working, not a huge amount of money, so they're... Oh, I think Curly's lost it on the exit of the chicane. Williams comes through the chicane unsighted. Oh, and the car's just cut. That is disaster. Nobody's fault at all, but what a shame for the team.
And we gather the safety car is going to be coming out.
Well, I should think that's to move that banner, because that's clearly an obstruction and a dangerous item on the track. It shouldn't be there.
Ian, this looks like a pretty hefty shunt.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. There's a load of oil on the exit of the chicane. I've come through there and it sort of got sideways, and that's it. I've just lost it. I've got a tank slapper one way then the other, and unfortunately my teammate collected me, so that's happens.
Right, here we go then. Are you all set for some more frantic touring car action? The safety car, I think, is heading in. Yes, it is. And it's Matt Neal who controls the restart this time, and he's on it straight away. Unlike Yvan Muller, he doesn't wait. He gets on the power immediately, and Yvan Muller's not far behind him. Will Muller go on the attack into the first corner? He's very close behind Matt Neal, but not close enough to make a lunge for it. Tom Chilton, no, Turkington going very wide. Turkington on the grass, gets back on again, and could be in trouble there with Hines not far behind him. Could have taken advantage of that perhaps, but it's Matt Neal who does make the restart, and Collard now squeezing past Gareth Howell, gets the place and moves up into 6th position.
Well, they were still side by side when they went into that chicane. We'll have to look back and see. Yeah, Collard has got through. A treacherous start on these conditions going on to this restart. Collard taking advantage, Howell's dropped back a place.
Yeah, but don't forget that it still might be an advantage to drop back and get a better position on the grid for the 3rd race. Plato now running 8th. As Yvan Muller is very close to race leader Matt Neal. Oh, Muller makes a mistake, that could allow a chance for Chilton. Muller manages to recover, maybe just gets across in time, and he nearly lost 2nd place.
Well, Muller actually thought he was going to hit the back of Matt Neal's car. He jigged out of the way to make sure he didn't. So Muller obviously has been rattled a little bit by that 2 penalty points on his licence, and he did at least try not to hit, well, there's a plastic bollard on the track, but he tried not to hit Matt Neal, and that nearly lost him a place to Chilton. Look, that bollard's just coming. It's only plastic, but well, it's out of the way now. So strong is the wind up here in Scotland, that didn't stand a chance.
That's right. Blown away it was as Matt Neal comes through. Yvan Muller still in 2nd place. 24 laps, the new race distance confirmed. We're on lap number 22. We're running out of time gradually, but it's very tight up here as Yvan Muller again just a little bit wide there. Might have been intentional, looking for some more grip. But Tom Chilton in 3rd place would love to move up one if possible and get past former champion Yvan Muller. They're all 3 of these guys are dropping Colin Turkington a little bit, who's in 4th position. Then it's Luke Hines, and then it's Gareth Howell. They climb back up the hill once more, and it's still Matt Neal in charge.
Yeah, one of the advantages Chilton's got, because he missed those early races, didn't join the championship till Thruxton, his championship position isn't that good. So he's always running without championship ballast. So it helps him every time he goes to a track now. He's got a very fast car and no top 3 ballast.
That's right, yes, and he didn't have any ballast from the 1st race here either, so he's in good shape here, but can he find a way past Yvan Muller? Muller is, of course, running maximum ballast in this race, isn't he? because he won the first race of the day. So he's doing a pretty good job of keeping Chilton behind.
Well, the ballast doesn't make so much difference in the wet, and I mean, bizarrely, we had Muller, Neil, Turkington, Eaves and Chilton, the highest through to the lowest ballast in order on the grid, so it proves in the wet it's not such a handicap.
That's right, yeah, it's all about getting the grip and the traction and the handling of the car and driving it. And that's what Matt Neal's doing. He's driving away from Ivan Muller. They'll be coming around this time to go on to their final lap. Oh, and we've got off Pickford, James Pickford, who had been running 9th. He was running in 9th position, and now he's off in the gravel. He won't be getting up front on the grid for race 3.
That was probably in the shenanigans. Look, Collard slowed right down. This is in the shenanigans to get 10th. Either Collard's got a problem or he's deliberately slowing down, because Jason Hughes has gone route rider. It looked like Fiona Leggett tagged the back of Pickford, but it was nobody's fault. Either Collard had a big problem or he was slowing down deliberately for that 10th place.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. I've just seen Collard go over the line. He's still running. I'm not sure how quickly he's going. But everybody trying to take 10th place if they can't win this thing. And, well, let's see what happens. Ivan Muller again gets a bit sideways. We're on the final lap here. It looks as though Matt Neal is going to take victory. He looks like he will beat Ivan Muller, but will Chilton be able to take 2nd place? That's the question. Will he have a lunge into the hairpin? Coming into the last corner now, and Chilton's not quite there. Turkington's right behind him. So is Luke Hines. These guys, I think, are going to finish that way, but it's going to be who's in 10th. Mark Proctor was in 10th when they last came past us. It could all change. The win goes to Matt Neal. Matt Neal wins the 2nd race of the day here at Knockhill ahead of Ivan Muller, Tom Chilton and Colin Turkington. Luke Hines finished in 5th place ahead of Gareth Howell. Jason Hughes finished in 7th. Jason Plato 8th. Rob Collard in 9th. And Mark Proctor in 10th place, so he'll start race 3 from pole position.
So, role reversal in round 23 with Matt Neal extending his lead over Ivan Muller with his 6th win of the season. They start in 9th and 10th spot and join us after the break where we'll have all the action.
Thanks, Vicky. The grid for the 3rd race sees Mark Proctor on pole position, then Rob Collard, Jason Plato and Jason Hughes. Gareth Howell lines up on the 3rd row of the grid with Luke Hines alongside. Then it's Colin Turkington, Tom Chilton, and then watch out for Ivan Muller. He starts in 9th place on the grid, and Matt Neal, his big rival, he starts in 10th position. Away we go, and can Mark Proctor make a good start? Well, he's off the line pretty well, but Rob Collard goes with him. Jason Plato slow away. Gareth Howell made a good start, and Gareth Howell's trying to get alongside Plato. Proctor it is who leads. Gareth Howell up into 4th place. If he can stay there, go. Proctor ran wide. Oh, he slides back in front of Plato, gets out of the way. It's Collard who leads. Plato into 2nd. Goal, Hughes is into the gravel. He had a little bit of a push there from somebody. Tries to get back on if he can. Instead, he's lost all of those places. And it's Rob Collard who's taken advantage.
Yeah, great start from Collard. Unfortunately for Proctor, he just was overcommitted into that first corner and ran wide, and Plato didn't waste any time getting up the inside into McIntyre's.
There is Gavin Smith's car off in the gravel as well. Well stuck it is. Matt Neal's got away fairly effectively. He's in 8th place. Ivan Muller even better though. He was in 6th place. So Muller the best of those two in terms of a getaway. And Turkington and Muller both getting past Mark Proctor at the hairpin.
Yeah, and Chilton has just pushed Neil out. He slid up the inside and pushed Neil out. So at the moment it's Ivan Muller doing his usual 3rd race, getting through the pack better than anyone else.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's behind his own teammate now, Colin Turkington, as they head down towards the first corner. Is he going to go into that? We hear that the safety car is going to be coming out though, because we've got cars off, so the safety car I think will be coming out on track. There you are.
Oh, and is that Neil?
No, it's
Eaves.
Oh.
Eaves is out. Well, the safety car's out anyway. They were still racing, as I was saying. That looks like Kay.
No,
yeah, that's Kay.
Yes, yeah, it is.
So they've had an incident on this lap. They do race right up until the hairpin, as I say. Now they'll be under the safety car conditions across the start-finish line.
Howell's off as
Howell's
well.
gone off as well at the hairpin.
Oh no, what disaster for Howell. He was running in 3rd place, and this means that Ivan Muller has come up to 3rd place. He's just past Turkington on that last lap. So Ivan Muller suddenly arrives up in 3rd, but Matt Neal is still there. He's in 5th position. My goodness, what an early couple of laps there to have a look over. Lots going on. This is what happened to Gareth Howell.
This was Howell trying to get inside Plato for 2nd place. He gets cleanly inside. Oh, Plato, no. Well, Plato just turned right and turned him around. And There was no need for that. They were alongside each other. There was plenty of room. This was further back. This is the K. Oh, K loses the back end and unfortunately doesn't correct it enough and collects Dan Eves, who's innocently trying to get past. So 2 incidents on the same lap.
So we're on lap number 14 now of 25. Again, that wide line from Plato. As you say, Tim, he does seem to lose a bit of speed by doing that. And it gives Matt Neal another good run as they head towards the hairpin, the major outbreaking point here. And Plato stays tight to the inside, forcing Matt to try the wide line round the edge. But not a real attempt on that occasion. Gareth Howell coming through there. He's running in 6th place. Good little tussle here between Colin Turkington and Dan Eves. James Pickford at the back of that group. And then we've got Mark Proctor, Jason Hughes, Fiona Leggett, and those are all the runners still in this race. Everybody else not in it, I'm afraid. We saw James Kay retire and both the Lexuses out early on. Didn't even make the start, of course, as we ride on board. As Matt Neal keeps hounding Jason Plato, wants an opportunity to move into 3rd, but he's not going to take too big a gamble. The last thing he needs now is a non-finish. He's got to keep scoring points.
Yeah, he carries good speed through there, but the Seat is now, it's 15 kilos lighter this meeting. Matt looks up the inside, that's his favourite place to pass. He's going to do it, I'm sure. Great, that was a good pass. That was a really good pass. He knows his grip on the inside. He's passed Muller there before, and the car going wide has to just hesitate before he can get back on the map. And now Chilton's on the outside.
Yeah, Jason Plato on the inside, Chilton trying to do the same. Matt Neal is now in 3rd place, so Muller and Neal are 2nd and 3rd. That will please Matt Neal because it means he's not losing much ground in terms of championship points to his big rival Ivan Muller. They've both fought their way up extremely well from 9th and 10th on the grid, and now they're running 2nd and 3rd. Impressive stuff. Plato, though, under pressure from Chilton.
This is a replay. Matt Neal carried good speed through the chicane, and that's the strongest part of the lap for him.
This is a great drive from Rob Collard. So far, so good. It's all holding together for him, but there's still a number of laps to go. Can he hold on for his first win, or is Ivan Muller going to fight his way past and take Vauxhall's 100th win in touring cars? It's a great prospect in the latter stages of this race. Coming across the line this time, he will complete lap number 16, go on to lap 17, and again Muller was a bit slow up the hill there. Not sure whether he's got some sort of problem, but he just dropped away again.
He's got a misfire. Muller's got a misfire. The engine, I can hear it sick. That's why he's slow up the straight. This is a pivotal moment. Now, Matt Neal, take your time getting past. Take your time, because Muller's got a problem. Muller knows he's got a problem. Matt's got to get through. Muller's being ultra defensive, even though the car's running on 3 cylinders. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I couldn't believe it.
What's going to happen here? Matt Neal's off, surely. Oh, they're fighting, but there's Howell sideways with Plato, and it's Plato who's off now. Matt Neal's got back through. Matt Neal's got back through all that. Amazing action going on. And they're right in the middle of it as well, Luke.
The rear
Hines.
suspension's broken on Hines' car. Yeah. I knew that Muller was going to try and hold Matt Neal up because he knew his race was over. And what happened was Matt Neal got backed into Plato and the rest of the gang, and they all just attacked him. But Matt Neal has kept going. Muller's still in problem.
Well, what action here. Gareth Howell now leading that next little group. Turkington's in there too. But Matt Neal did get through that. There is Matt Neal just coming through the shot, and Muller's into the pits. It's all over this race for Ivan Muller. And is the championship over? Well, I tell you what, that's a critical moment in this year's championship. That could be the end of Ivan Muller's challenge. There are still 6 races to go after this one, but it's a major blow to Ivan Muller's hopes. 2nd place, Matt Neal here is going to gain another 12 points at least on Ivan Muller from this race, and that could be the story of the championship.
This is Muller. He's already got the problem. He's going slowly. He's effectively can only drive at 20 miles an hour. He pulls across in front of Matt Neal, who can't help but try and get round him. Plato doesn't know what's going on because the car's going so slowly. Tips Neal round. Neal just holds it. They all go through. Look at how he tries to take advantage. And fortunately for Matt Neal, he stays on the track and drives past all 3 of them.
Let's go to Vicky. She's with Ivan Muller.
Ivan, not brilliant.
No, unfortunately. Engine blew up or something electric, I don't know exactly. That's motor racing.
Do you think that this could be the end to your championship?
No, it's never finished. Never finished. There is still 6 races to go. It's never finished.
So this should be going the way of Rob Collard.
Yeah, he's just got to keep his concentration up. I'm sure he can do. He's driven really well in this race. He absorbed the pressure from Muller at the start, set a series of quick laps and didn't falter. And obviously when the break came, he got the gap in front of the others, all fell over each other. An excellent drive.
It is. In his day job, he's a demolition man. He runs a demolition company, and he has demolished the opposition in this final race of the day. He started in second place on the grid, and he's just let them all fight behind him as he's serenely gone on his way out in front. He's only got the last corner to do, and this, as you said to him earlier, is going to be a massively popular win throughout the paddock. I don't think anyone will be upset about Rob Collard taking his first win. It's fully deserved. He's just cruising up the hill now, and Rob Collard takes his first win in the British Touring Car Championship. WSR take their first win of the season. Second place goes to the championship leader Matt Neal, and he's opened up a very useful lead in the points. So the result of race 3, Rob Collard takes his first win ahead of Matt Neal. Tom Chilton in third place, a strong fourth place for Gareth Howell ahead of Jason Plato, then Dan Eves in sixth place. Colin Turkington was 7th, Jason Hughes with 8th, Fiona Leggett was finished in 9th place, and Mark Proctor was 10th. We'll be right back. Stay with us for more after the break.
Yeah, I think I'm deserved that amount of years I've been trying to win a race overall. You know, all the times I've battled with inferior equipment and tried to get there, I finally got it. West Surrey have given me the opportunity to do it this year, and we should have maybe done it a couple of times earlier this year, but this is a nice reward this weekend.
How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. I must admit, for the first time today, going out for that last race, I had butterflies in my tummy, and I don't normally get that, so it must be a good sign.
You had an absolutely brilliant race.
Yeah, Ivan put me under a lot of pressure.
Which you absorbed very well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good, clean driver, and I like racing with Ivan. You know, it's a bit hairy on the first corner, you know, but we've sort of got our way through the traffic, and the car was awesome, just cruised to victory, just like Sunday drive.
You almost lost it all when Ivan Muller's misfire sort of came to the fore.
You mean when Ivan started playing games and Jason ran me from behind? Tell you what, that was just disgraceful. He's an absolute pig, Plato, and I'll tell you what, I hope Seat are proud of their lead driver, the way he's driving. That was awful. I was lucky to get out of it. Which makes it even sweeter, you know, to come back with a podium. I was only just managed by pure luck that I managed to get out of it all. So to come away with results like this weekend, and in the championship, it's not nice to see Ivan not finish, but for the championship, for me, it's good.
I didn't purposely drive into him, you know, and I think if he's honest with himself, he'll know that, because, you know, he didn't purposely drive into Ivan. And it's just one of those situations, you know, it's wet, the visibility's not very good, and there's 3 cars, and one of them's injured, and we don't know what's going on. And Matt went one way, I went in the middle, Matt came across, we touched, he speared left, I get then taken out by, incidentally, another Honda. Yeah, it's one of those things.
There was an incident with Gareth Howell just coming out of the hairpin early on in the race.
Yeah, I mean, that's not on, that's annoying. You know, we were all given very clear instructions in the driver's briefing what would happen under a safety car situation. Now, I knew before I'd even got to the chicane there was a safety car out there. And, you know, we were all informed that yellow flags and safety car boards waved a frenzy at the hairpin. I knew because I was radio, we've got a professional team here. Dynamics are meant to be a professional team. And yet, you know, going at the hairpin, we're all slowing down. And, you know, the guy nearly comes through my side door. Under yellows, under safety car conditions. What's all that about?
It did look as if you turned right slightly into him on the way out.
I didn't even know he was there. I got hit and I'm coming out and I'm checking to see if my steering's all right because the wheel had been knocked out. And next thing he's alongside me. Touched him and he's gone off. But what was he doing there in the first place? You know, do these people not have radios? Do they not know what a safety car board means? You know, we might have had marshals out on the track. You know, we've got to look after the people that look after us. And I have to say that was bang out of order.
It's a 30-point gap that Matt Neal now has over Ivan Muller. The title really is between those two, although mathematically Dan Eves could still do it, though it is highly unlikely. In the team championship, Team Halfords has extended its lead by 10 points over VX Racing and now has an 80-point advantage.